What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Pretty Girl Progression Podcast. I am your girl, Sherelle. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you stay. And if you have been here before, girl, welcome back. If you're not familiar with the PGP podcast, we are a faith-based podcast all about personal growth and wellness for my ladies. So sis, if that is you, sit back, relax, take your shoes off at the door, and let's get into this week's episode. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, okay? Now, I'm really excited about this week's episode. We have a returning guest. Now, I wanted to bring this lady back because obviously there's new things on the horizon for her and things that we can talk about. And I just know that the audience is going to gain a lot of clarity, wisdom, and like I always say, she's deeper than the ocean. So without further ado, y'all give it up for Holistic Selena. Welcome back, my girl.
I'm so happy to be here.
How are you feeling? Like, how are you really feeling today?
I'm feeling so good.
Yes.
Truly and honestly, I'm in a really good phase of life. I feel very content, very aligned, very whole in myself. So every day, the gratitude that I've been feeling is really real and it's overflowing. So it's a really good space that I'm in. So I'm feeling good.
Yes, listen to that. So I wanted to get straight into it because we talked about a lot of different things last time.
Yeah.
But I feel like since that time, a lot has changed in an evolving way, right? So we're just going to get straight into it. I feel like now that you're 10 toes down on your Christianity, like your faith walk, what sparked it? The boldness.
Okay, that's a long story.
Please, come on. Give it to us.
Okay. I will tell you one main factor that
Mhm.
really shifted things for me. You know, I've been a spiritual seeker most of my life.
Yes.
And then I started to go through real hardship, not just in the physical world, but it was really internal, like mental and spiritual warfare and like really intense experiences. And then that's where I started to seek Jesus. I started to seek God through Jesus because before I was more new age. And when I was going through this chapter of life that was really hard, none of the new age tools were helping me. Nothing was helping me, literally. So when nothing is left, all that really is left is God.
Yes.
So that's when I really started to like surrender myself and just pray on my knees to God. Then fast forward maybe like 6 months to a year. Well, in that time frame, I started going to church. My friend invited me to VU. I started going to church.
Yes.
And then I went to Asia. I hosted my first retreat abroad. I brought a group of people to Asia. And I went to Taiwan, Thailand, and India. India was my last country. I was supposed to leave and then meet my mom somewhere. But I ended up getting stuck in India. And when I was in India, honestly, I was seeing a lot of crazy stuff from the Hindu religion and just like a lot of things. I was just observing. I was like an open vessel, traveling, observing the culture. But I was exposed to some intense things. And on my flight back, well, I got stuck in India. I overstayed my visa by accident by one day, and they did not let me leave.
Jeez.
So I was stuck there for an extra week, and it was really hard. So that was like when my initiation started, when I got stuck in India. Then my flight back from India was terrifying. I don't want to like speak fear over anyone or flights or anything, but I had a really bad flight. Terrifying, so scary to the point where I genuinely was accepting my death.
Wow.
I could be a little dramatic, you know, and I was in the back of the plane where you feel turbulence worse, but it was so terrifying. And in that experience of genuinely feeling fear of my life, the only person, thing, energy that I wanted to pray to was Jesus. Like the blood of Jesus, that was the only thing that I could hold and feel safe with. So that experience was what really opened my eyes to how real he is, his presence, his everything.
Yeah.
There was no other God I prayed to. There was no other like anything I prayed to, nothing else I could do but pray to Jesus for the protection of my soul and my life. So that was like what really like slingshotted me very deep into connection and realization and experience. Like I'm a person, I need to learn through experience.
Yes.
A lot of people in religion, they just know God because of word of mouth, because of what they observe in the church and what they're told and what's normal. But for me, I need to experience. So that was an experience I went through.
Yeah. So for people who don't even know, like, because I understand what New Age is, but for
Mhm.
people who don't know, what is New Age? What does that mean exactly? Break that down.
So New Age spirituality, I guess it would be more of like an open space of
Mhm.
spirituality where there's so many different ways of being. There's not so much labeling of anything. Like you see
Right.
God as like universe, as
Yeah.
oneness. And it is a lot. It's very connected to Eastern philosophy with roots of like meditation, yoga, chakras, crystals. Like
Mhm.
when you think of New Age spirituality, that's what you see. You
Yep.
see the person with like flowy pants and
Yep.
crystal necklace and their om and
Yep.
namaste. And I was
Yep.
about that life for a long time.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a combination of like Eastern philosophy
Yeah.
with like modern tools, I guess,
Yes.
and realization, in order to live life in a way where you are the creator of your reality. Like, so that's a big thing in New Age spirituality, like creation of your reality and belief in oneness. But it's a pretty like vast place,
Like you
New Age
can
spirituality.
wheel your reality by doing certain things, like with
Through
the
practice,
crystal, charging them,
through
doing.
effort, through
Yes.
spiritual
Yeah.
practice, through cultivation of energy, which is true to a certain extent. Like I still honor New Age spirituality, and there's
Mhm.
still so much there that I love, I admire, I see God in it as well.
Yes.
But my like foundation changed in why I did those things. It's not so much like initially my walk with New Age spirituality was so much just about me.
Yeah.
My like
So.
not just me, but like my physical body, like flesh,
Mhm.
physical desires, like a lot of worldly stuff,
Yeah.
And I think when I got closer to Christ, it became less about myself and my pursuit and desires in life. I completely surrendered to God. Like I
Mhm.
stopped having so much definition of everything about life, my purpose, everything. I really let go of so much and just
Yeah.
surrendered that to God.
That's so good. So, okay, so when you were actually in India, right? And you said you just wanted to, because obviously on the plane you wanted to call out to Jesus, but when you were in India, what was that moment where you were like, hold on, this is really intense. Like I'm seeing things. What is that one thing that you saw that you were like, I don't like that. Hold on. I don't like that.
Um so I'm a very open-minded person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not a fearful person.
Right.
I allow life to present itself and I take it in without fear and without judgment. So as I was in India seeing these things, I really wasn't getting rubbed too much in the wrong way. I'm just like, this is their culture, I guess, and I'm just observing it and I'll let it be that.
Yeah.
But there's a place in India called Varanasi, which is a super old ancient place where people go to be burned by the Ganga River, which is the most sacred river in India. And they believe that if you're burned there, then you are not reincarnated back here on earth and your soul is like free. So it's like a very sacred place. That's where most Hindu people want to die because it's like it's within their tradition and their stories.
Okay.
So in Varanasi, there's a public cremation ground. So I would watch people's bodies being burned by the Ganga River. And I like met an Indian guy when I was there, and he was like telling me all the stories of everything, all the tradition. Like it was like divine alignment that I met him, but also, maybe a little spiritual
Yeah.
warfare in there too.
Yeah.
um, but he really was like explaining everything to me.
Yeah.
So I was getting like full immersion into that culture, into the stories, into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So that was very intense, and I'm sure I opened myself to certain energies. Even though God is always watching me, protecting me, I
Yes.
also, as a child, you fall down, you stumble, you're gonna get hurt. That's how you learn. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
And sometimes being an open person, you open yourself to things,
Oh, for sure.
and that really checked me to be much more mindful and
Mm-hmm.
protective of what I open myself to.
Yeah. To not get off topic, but I remember wanting to go to New Orleans one time. And it was like it was going to be my first solo trip. Like I've always traveled with people, but I really wanted to like go by myself. So the day of my flight, girl, I'm in the car before I go to work because I'm going to work this shift to make some money before I catch this flight. So I'm like, okay, God, like, it's going to be my first trip, Airbnb. car service by myself, like everything. Please protect me from anything that is not of you.
Mm.
And if I'm not meant to be there, Lord,
Mm-hmm.
just show me.
Yeah.
7:00 comes around. I head to Fort Lauderdale Airport. Flights canceled. It's not storming. It's not raining. Flights canceled.
Uh-huh.
Everything that was not supposed to be refunded from the Airbnb to the car service got refunded to me. And when I look back on it, I'm like, I wasn't ready spiritually to go, because I probably would have dabbled into some things that had me way too open.
Yeah.
And the Lord knew, like, you're not ready.
He was probably protecting your
Oh,
life.
for sure. I know
Yeah.
that for sure, because I was into New Age at one time, going to the beach, charging my crystals, because I was hearing things like, oh, this is
It was
a part
trendy
of
and normal
it.
at one point. A lot of us were very much.
Oh, very
yeah.
much so. So I knew, like, God, you were protecting me for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, like, what was holding you back from accepting Christianity? What was really, because you experienced everything. So what was holding you back?
Well, for me, most of my, like, since I awakened,
Mm-hmm.
I was never drawn into religion. That's why I was into New Age spirituality and spirituality as a whole. I never wanted to be a religious person. I always viewed spirituality as more of a holistic and, like, authentic way of living life. Because there's, like, a picture where it's like the ocean, and that's what spirituality is, and religion is a fishbowl inside of the ocean.
Wow.
And I do resonate with that, and I've always seen the control within religion, the shadow aspects of religion. And, like, everything has light and dark within it.
For sure.
New Age spirituality and religion, they both have good and bad aspects to it. But I would say for me, I didn't grow up extremely religious. I grew up going to church. I was baptized. I was a Sunday school teacher for a little bit. But honestly, I never knew Jesus, and I never even thought about seeking him. And that's why when I went through that initial hard chapter in my life where nothing was helping me and it literally brought me to Jesus, I was like, whoa, I've never actually looked for Jesus or even desired to know him outside of what I've heard from other people and outside of the Bible. So that's when I started to just every single day. Well, actually, there is a Hindu teacher. His name is Paramahansa Yogananda, and he really honors Jesus. And he actually was one of the first sparks that put me on the path to seeking Jesus.
Wow.
And he would say, you need to cry for God.
Ooh.
Like, you need to yearn for him every single day, cry to him until he shows himself. And I took that very serious. So every single day I would be like, Jesus, I want to know you. Like, show yourself, please. I want to understand you. I want to experience you. I want to know you. And that was also like an initiation of when that started to unfold, started going to church, So it was like a slow process of unveiling. But to answer your question, never before in my life did I even have the consciousness or desire to know Jesus. I was not open to it. I didn't have like anything in me that wanted to know him. That could have been maybe some type of dark energy in me. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So even as a child, your parents they still allowed you to go to church. You went to church with them, but it wasn't like, okay, this is Jesus and this is how you can have a relationship on your own. You never experienced that.
Yeah. That's a really beautiful statement that you said. That's important that we talk about. Is my mom is a believer, my dad not so much. He's more atheist. But growing up, my parents never spoke to me about God. Like, my mom is a full-blown believer, and she really thought just taking me to church that I would find him. And I didn't. And I had to go through so much struggle in life, so much seeking, so much opening myself to so many other things to then find Jesus through really hard stuff. So it's crazy how our generation of parents, they just didn't communicate to us about things. They really expected us just to figure things out on our own, which we had to do. But we had to go through so much suffering. And in the Bible, it says you're supposed to lead your children to God from a young age. That's your responsibility as a parent.
Yes.
And my parents did not do that. And that's why I was such a seeker. I was into psychedelics. I was doing so many things to understand life because I was not given that as a child.
Same. My grandpa was a pastor, and at the same time, I didn't know Jesus. I didn't know what it meant to have a real relationship with him, call out to him. I didn't know what fasting was. I didn't know so much. And it's so true. It's not enough to just go to church and be in the building and have that feel good on a Sunday. It's like when all of this is gone and said and done, you need to know the Lord, you know? And I feel like that's what most people struggle with. And if you could think about, like, what does it feel like struggling with, I don't know if it's struggling, but like your dad was an atheist, your mom is a believer, and in the midst of that, you're just there. Like, what did it feel like as a child?
It was just a lot of seeking and like not knowing your identity as a person. Like for me, from a young age, I always was questioning, like, what is the purpose of life? Like, why are we here? Thinking about death, thinking about, like, I've always been such a deep thinker about the main topics that most people don't talk about, especially to their children. So with my parents not having that conversation, it just led me to be, maybe it's a good and bad thing, it did lead me to be very hungry in my seeking. And it put me on a very intense, like, I'm a little bit of an extreme person, like I will go very deep into stuff. And I feel like that primed me to be that way.
Yes.
So I guess there's a good and bad part to it. But yeah, it led me to seek hard.
What do they think about it now? Like, you standing 10 toes down.
I've always been the black sheep. So like whatever I do, no one's surprised anymore. They're just like, yeah, that's Selena, like. But they trust me, I've proven myself. I've proven my validity in my soul, and everyone around me knows that. So whatever I do, they just observe, respect, and they do feed off it too.
Yeah, for sure. So there's some things that I always think about when it comes to you. Like I said, Selena's deeper than the ocean. You're always going to get like a response where it makes you think and you want to dive deeper. So there's some certain clips on social media that to me has gone viral when it comes to you. And when you decided to really come out and say, listen, I'm a Christian, you got a lot of hate for certain videos that you posted. First, do you know which videos that really like triggered people? And what did it make you feel when you experienced so much backlash from believers?
I was saying, of course, because I thought you were saying, do you know which video I'm talking about? I do know the video, but I was not intentionally doing that.
No.
So my first video that went viral was the first time I ever mentioned Jesus Christ in any of my content. I've never once spoke on social media about Jesus.
Right.
The minute I did that and I posted it, viral. Viral. And it was the most innocent video when I was making. I was like, this is cute. Right. This is funny. Like, yeah, people are going to love it. Or I was like, this is going to get like 100 views, whatever,
The hit dogs were hollering, girl.
And initially, like, the first comments that were coming in were so negative. I was like, wait, why is this not a good video? Like, why are people calling me like a demon? And I was like, wait a minute.
What was exactly the video that had people feeling a type of way?
So I went out to a club with my friend.
Yes.
I don't club often. I'm a very like sober, chill person.
Yeah.
I grew up in Miami, so I got that on my system a long time ago.
Hello.
Just know that. So I went out for my friend's birthday.
Yeah.
And when I was in the club, obviously, like, I'm a sensitive person, spiritually and emotionally. So I feel stuff, And I'm like looking around and I'm like, okay, like I was feeling like dark energy with the music, with what I was observing. I'm observant as well. So I'm seeing all this stuff going down. So I'm sitting there and my hands are open and I'm praying. And I'm praying the blood of Jesus over everybody in the club and just praying love and for their minds to be open to God and just to awaken them.
Yes.
So then that night when I got home, I was like, that's so cute. Let me make a little video, Yes. So it was like a 6-second video of me in the club. And I put, if you ever see me in the club, just know I'm praying the blood of Jesus over people in the club.
Okay.
And that was the video. And I was like, yeah, that's fine,
Girl.
People are attacking me bad.
And even from them attacking you, because I've seen a lot of believers in the
no, it was all Christian people.
They go into the bio and you're like, child of God.
Literally cursing at me. They would say something like about God and then curse at me one sentence later. So that's when I started to realize the hypocrisy within religion and how much people actually don't know God, don't know Jesus, don't know themselves. They're literally just in this like amnesia and repetition and like autopilot experience of life. And I'm like, you can just tell in people's responses that that's not it's not them. It's a program that they're
For
living based
sure.
off of.
So finish this. If they did know Jesus, they would feel what?
Towards that video?
Anything.
Oh. In my opinion, there's never a reason to project negativity onto someone ever. Never. And if you do, that means you are internally struggling and you have sadness and pain within you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that ever says something negative to someone else, it's coming from your own negativity and sadness. So when you're full of negativity and sadness, you're not full of Jesus.
Right. No,
Like,
for real. Yeah.
so for me, I didn't take any of it personal. If anything, it was like fueling me in a way, because I'm like, wow, it actually felt good to not be accepted, because I don't want to be accepted by the world. That's never my goal.
No.
My goal is to be authentic. In making that video, it was authentic for me, and that was my experience.
Oh, yeah.
So like, to not be accepted, it was like, okay, I was like, okay, this feels good. And the fact that it didn't affect me, I was like, wait, this feels even better. Like, I'm not controlled by validation, by what people think, by being liked. And that was a confirmation for me in that video going viral. And then towards the end of the virality, then most people started to go on my side, because they started to realize how bad Christians were looking in the comments.
Ooh, girl, it was so
They're like, wait, she was in the club praying for people. You're in the comments beating her up for praying for people in the club. Like,
I think
didn't
I jumped
Jesus
in the
call
comments
us to like?
too. I think I jumped in the comments and was like, what the heck is going on up in here?
Yeah.
What even sparked you to make these videos?
Content creation is a part of my path, and I know that. I started creating content in like 2017, like before it was a thing, before it was like a big thing. I've always loved speaking and making videos, so it's a part of my path. And I've gone up and down in my consistency. I've gone up and down in my engagement with my followers. Like, it's been a big journey for me with my own self. So one interesting thing that I'll note, like I said, that was the first video I ever mentioned Jesus ever. 1 week before that, I made the commitment to myself to post every single day.
Okay.
And I've made that commitment so many times. Did I ever do it? No. But this was the first, like, when you're finally tired of your BS,
girl,
and you like really look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, like, I have no other choice but to do this.
That's
because
real.
Time, yeah.
That's real. Time gonna keep going.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna keep lying to myself.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep feeling how I feel right now, and I don't want to keep feeling that way.
Exactly.
So I really made that commitment, and I started posting every single day.
Yeah.
And it took me 1 week plus mentioning the name of Jesus to get my first viral video. And then I just continued to create from that.
When you did, I was like, oh my God, yes. To God be the glory. Because again, we talked about, and I'm a very open-minded person. Like, I have so many different type of friends. So everybody's going to find their own path. I went on my own path. Like, I've tried mushrooms. There's so many things that I've done where I'm like, I just needed that. You know what I mean? But I was so proud of you. I was so proud of you. So would you consider yourself an influencer?
No.
No?
Not yet. I'm just a creator.
Okay.
Yeah, with a lot to say.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm more of a leader than an influencer.
Yeah. I would say that too, for sure. So the fact that you go by Holistic Selena, do you still go by Holistic? I feel like absolutely, right? Yeah. So I was curious. Okay, so you go by Holistic Selena, and everything that you talk about is from wellness to personal growth to consciousness. Would you say, or how has your holistic teaching changed, or has it changed since you've come out being a Christian?
It hasn't changed. I feel being holistic is truly like my soul. Yeah. Because holistic means mind, body, spirit. Yes. It's the encompassing of all. It's the Holy Trinity, literally. Yes. So for me, that is something I hold very deeply forever and always. Like, I will never let go of that. That is like a part of my foundation 100%. So that has not changed at all.
I think a lot of people, when they think of holistic, they think it's like it's such a bad thing, but literally it's everything that God already gave us, you know, like from
Why
the
do you
plants.
think people would think it's a bad thing?
Because people hear certain words and they get triggered by it. You know what I mean? Like, you can say, hey, I'm going to take the holistic route and not be on these type of medicines, which there's nothing wrong if your doctor's saying, hey, you need this to help your blood sugar or whatever it is. But if you say, hey, I'm going to take the Dr. Sebi route, or if I'm going to fast and, only absorb plant-based things, sometimes people are weird about that. They take it like it's a negative thing or a demon time, like I've seen that, especially on social media.
Yeah, no, but it's interesting because people get offended by the original way.
Yeah.
So like make that make sense.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the original way of life?
Right.
The original is the original.
Yeah.
It's the best.
In the words of Lauryn Hill, it could all be so simple.
Exactly.
It really is, the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what part of New Age that you can still apply to Christianity? Because you said there's certain things that you still take from the New Age experience. What would that be?
I would honestly like a good amount of things, because I see a lot of New Age and Christianity connections. It's just about wording and like the way that you're viewing it.
Okay.
And initially, the thing with Christianity that I think a lot of people get rubbed the wrong way is how everything is viewed as demonic.
Yeah.
And
Girl.
it's true to a certain extent, but it really closes people from finding Christ.
Yeah.
Because it's literally rooted in judgment. I find so many Christians stop doing so many things just because they're afraid to be judged, and they're afraid to go through that process of like sanctification and really getting to the root of why they do certain things. They just let it go because they're like, I don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
But like deep down, they're still yearning so bad for it.
For
so when they
sure.
see people doing it, they're so quick to judge, to send hate, to like X them out. And I'm like, that's not what God calls us to do.
No.
Everyone's path is so individual. So for me, I would say like the connection with New Age and Christianity is really just about like the heart posture in love. Because no matter what path I've been on, all I've ever cared about was knowing and seeking God.
Yeah.
And it took me down so many different avenues. And it just so happens like this is where I am now. And this is what I feel like is what's so true for my foundation is with Christ.
Yeah.
But I found even in New Age spirituality, like everything brought me back to love, to just being a good person, being present, controlling my mind.
Yes.
And just living every day like in the present moment in gratitude and with awareness. And being with Christ now, I'm doing that, but even more now because I surrendered.
Yeah.
Before I was doing a lot of this on my own power, on my own will. Now I'm not doing that, and I feel the difference.
So what does it look like to surrender for you? And what advice would you give to someone who hasn't made the commitment to surrender? Because they're like, well, what is that?
Yeah, no, I was there not long ago. Like you think you know things until you're actually met with it to do it, and you're like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this at all.
Yeah,
like
I know nothing.
I'm terrified. I'm uncomfortable. Like, please God help me. Like
yes.
Maybe like 7 months ago, I was met with like the need for deep surrender, and I just didn't know how to do it. But to anyone wanting to surrender their struggles, their everything to God, it's really just a commitment from your heart.
Yeah.
It's not in the mind. It's not to prove anything to anyone. It's just like an internal, deep decision. Like, I truly and finally give this up to you. And it's just about like letting yourself go. Like, stop making everything so important about you, because it's really not that. And like letting it go to God makes you realize how small it actually was. And it was never really for you to carry, to handle, to control. And I come from being like a control freak. So being with God has gave me so much space in my life. Now I don't have to do all this controlling. I can just live and be in peace and be in love. And I have so much more space to live.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
It does feel so good. So anybody who's watching this who's into New Age, what advice would you give to them now that you're on this path?
I would like very gently remind people that there's a lot of illusion in the world. And it's very easy to trust things that feel good But just because something feels good does not mean that it's the truth. And your journey is so individual. Like it's your path and you have to go through things specifically to find the truth. So no matter where you're at, no matter what you believe in, if you want to be free and you want to find God, you just need to seek God and talk to him every single day and pray and ask him to show you the truth because no one else can, not even yourself.
Hello?
Only God. And you can only do that through opening communication with him every single day in your mind. That's where it starts.
I always say, like, Lord, help me figure out me, because I will deceive myself, you know? So, like, I need you to search me, search my heart. And even in when I fail, when I thought I've surrendered and then I pick something back up and I'm like, oh my God, God's gonna be so mad at me. I'm gonna, you know, and it's like, no. Give yourself grace. It's okay, Sherelle. Like, you'll be fine. But at the same time, it'd be so hard. It'd be so hard. It'd be so hard. Let me ask you this. Because a lot of people say, when I become a believer, when I give myself to Jesus, everything's going to be butterflies and rainbows. Okay. Everything's going to be great. It is great. But what do you say to people who believe that and then they're hit with the first hardship?
Is life ever always great? No matter what you believe in, no matter how much money you have, no matter how good you look, is life ever always great? No. That's impossible. So that's one thing all humans need to understand, is that life is always moving. It's always up and down. You have good days, you have bad days. That's a part of the human experience.
For sure.
When you step into relationship with Christ, you're going to be tested by your past self, by all the other energies and things that don't want you to go down this path. So it's really just about realizing, once you accept Christ into your life, you now have a real protector and a real guidance that will not leave you ever.
For sure.
So on your bad days, love them. Like on your bad days, you're actually being refined and you're being taught the most. So like, learn to enjoy them. And when you learn to do that, you reprogram the way you even perceive a bad day. And you see it as something necessary for your growth. So it actually changes the way that you see bad days, and then you actually start not really having bad days anymore.
Yeah, so true. You talk about reprogramming your mind a lot, and it's so hard sometimes, right? So what are some like practical steps that you do on a daily to just reprogram your mind?
It's definitely starts with repetition. Like that's just repetition and consistency with the stories in your mind. For me, I'm constantly observing my thoughts, like what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm believing. And when they're not in alignment with love, with truth, with who I'm becoming, with what I want to do, I'm instantly checking it and reprogramming it. Just reprogramming the story that's in my head until eventually becomes subconscious, where my mind is just constantly thinking about goodness, about growth, expansion, God's love, God's mercy, joy. Like that's my subconscious programming, because I reprogrammed myself to do that.
Yes, for sure. I want to switch it up a little bit, right? Because you posted something that I just absolutely loved. You talked a little bit about relationship. It was basically about great men, and you twisted it around and saying basically, like, be a great woman. I'm not praying for this man, but I'm praying to be the best woman that I can be. Expand on that for the ladies who, you know, make men their everything. We love the brothers. We love y'all. We love you guys down. But from a conscious standpoint, what does it mean to really like center yourself and focus on yourself so you can attract that divine partner, that person that God is aligning you with?
So in that video, I made sure to make it a point that I'm not seeking to attract somebody. Like that is not even in my awareness, in my care. It's not taking up space in my mind, because I know that's God's job. It's not my job. My job is to be my best self, to step into my purpose, to do what God called me to do. Like I know that's not for everybody. Some women's purpose is to be a mother, is to be a wife.
Mhm.
That could be a part of my purpose, but I know I have a bigger calling to impact
Mhm.
people's soul, to heal their bodies, to heal their, like, I know I have a specific calling.
For sure.
So the purpose of that video was really to remind women, like, you have a purpose beyond attracting men, beyond being chosen by a man, being validated by him choosing you. Because a lot of it's not what you think it is. Like, there's so much programming in relationships, from Disney movies, from music, from everything, truly and honestly. And I got to the point where my brain developed enough to realize, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't need to be so fixated on men in relationships, because there is truly so much more to life. And a lot of my relationships did distract me from my purpose.
Mhm.
And there's no greater misfortune in life than to be distracted from your purpose. It's true.
Real.
And that pain
Yeah.
hits different when you realize.
It does,
Yeah.
because you realize so much time then went by, and then you gave yourself to someone else without pouring an inch of that into yourself, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So what would you say, especially, okay, because we live in Miami now, and in Miami, young Miami, there's so many things that are like trapping, scamming, you know, the music, being with a get money dude, all
Mhm.
those things. Does it matter? I mean, I know the answer to that, but does it matter?
Does what matter?
Does this material world, does this who you go and find and you're with, does the partying, does any of that truly matter? And if it doesn't, what truly matters at the core?
Um, if I'm being so honest, it does matter a little bit.
Okay.
Um, because everything to some degree serves a purpose in teaching you something, and in waking you up. Like, I grew up in Miami. I grew up partying. I was dating drug dealers. I was bartending. I was in the club scene from like 13 years old.
Me
So,
too, girl.
and if I didn't go through that stuff, I wouldn't have woken up and went on that process.
Yeah.
And I got sick from that, like, being in the world like that. I got sick. It literally, like, made me sick so I could stop everything and realize what I was doing, and it woke me up.
Yeah.
So, like, I see purpose in everything, and I really don't judge anything anymore. I see everything as divine.
Yes.
And I feel like in me seeing that, it becomes divine, and hopefully people do wake up from those ways of being and prioritizing the world and money, fame, sex, drugs, all the things, you know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what really matters is the fact that we're all going to die one day.
Yeah.
And do you feel peace in your soul, in your relationship with death, and like what you've done in your life and what you prioritize and what you chose? A lot of people that are so in the mix of the world, like prioritizing parties, drugs, not taking care of their body, not taking care of their soul, you're usually met with like a rude awakening when you know, maybe like in your death experience, or maybe you do lose your life. Because for me, what truly makes me feel like I could die at peace is fulfilling my purpose, which is helping the world and people. So I feel like a lot of worldly stuff is self-serving.
Yeah, it is. Does it feel heavy being you and being on this path?
Some days.
Mm.
Yeah. But it's a part of the responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it feel lonely?
I've gone through phases of loneliness, but I feel like now, like those words of like loneliness, heaviness, to some people it's a negative word, but to someone really on the path, like, those are initiation. Those words, those phases are initiations into love, into wholeness, into not experiencing those things again, because you integrated it and you like took it in, and you saw God in it and you learned from it. And then you don't, like, I don't really go through loneliness anymore because I went through it so bad. And I found love, I found peace, I found unity in that with God, with myself. So I don't feel lonely anymore, you know?
Golly, Selena. I feel like it takes so much work to be on this path. Like it takes a lot of work. Like you mentioned 2017 is when you kind of started, or were you always like this? Was it before 2017?
I've always been a deep thinker, always open-minded, but
Right.
very in the world until like 2018.
Huh.
Yeah.
I feel like I've known you before that
Yeah, you
though.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
right?
bartending right along with you, girl. Not in the same place, but we were like same
Yeah.
people, same scene.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So what does it look like to be at the highest point of where you're at consciously? Consciously? You know.
Like me personally,
Yeah.
what does it feel like to be where I'm at right now?
Yeah.
Mm, it feels so neutral.
Hmm.
Like I've been doing not even like I've been doing a lot of work, but it has led me to this point of just not glorifying anything but God
Mhm.
and not like seeing anything as better or worse. I
Mhm.
just take everything as is and I let
Yeah.
it be it and I'm grateful for whatever, you know? So
Yeah.
like maybe people view me in like a high point of light, but for me, I'm just like neutral because I've done it before. You claim the high point and then you fall.
Oh.
And then you're falling and then you rise and you're like up and down, up and down. And I don't want to be on that anymore. I just
Mm.
want to be, you know?
You know, interesting you say that. So recently, a lot of people give me like my flowers for like having the podcast and,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I've never been on a podcast. I want to do da, 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 da. And I was actually on a phone call with a homegirl of mine, and she was like, like drowning me in the flowers, right? And I just, for a second, I was like, please stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not me. Like, God has given me the grace and the opportunity to do the things, and I'm still nowhere near where
Yeah.
at least I think I should be with this, and even like conscious wise, like really getting into it, like doing the personal work of it all.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to learn. So that's why I asked you, like, what does it feel like to be at that point? Because I'm sure people give you your flowers all the time. And the fact that you said like you're neutral about it, it's kind of like, oh, thank you, but this is just what it is, right?
But I feel you though, because I'm nowhere near where I know I'm
Mm.
destined and created to be. Like, I literally feel like where I'm at now is nothing.
Girl, you gonna start floating soon at this point. What the heck? What does purpose look like the next 10 years from now for you?
Next 10 years.
Yeah.
I feel like that's always a hard question to ask or to answer, you
Mm.
know? At least some people are like, this is what it is. But for me, I'm always changing so much.
Yeah.
I'm always doing so many different things and being taken in so many different directions.
Mhm.
And I've done my little like 5-year plans, 10-year plans, like, yeah. But in my core, like, I don't know. And I'm
That's
okay
okay
with that.
though. Yeah.
Like, I actually, like, just earlier I was thinking about this, how in my personal path, like, I'm so disconnected from society's like normal way of being. And I have been for a long time. This is not new for me. You know, I've always
Yeah,
been on my own path.
for sure.
But I'm like at peace with it. When I was like 24, 25, you know, the frontal lobe develops when you're 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I actually had like a little bit of a crisis in that time where I was like, whoa, like what am I doing? Like I have no foundation. Like I've been all over the place just traveling and doing this and doing that. And I'm like, I need to go back to college. Like I need to do
I
something, you know?
remember.
I was
Yeah.
all over the place. And I started to fall back into society's like normal belief of what success is. And I was like, I'm not successful. Like I am not anything. Like I need to get my life together. I don't have this, I don't have that. So I started to like fall into this like trap of like what success looks like in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I went through that, you know, and obviously I did clean up my foundation. I started to like get things back on track. Now, like I'm so much more at peace in accepting truly in my core, like my path is my path.
Yes.
It's not a normal path.
No, but I kind of feel like that's where we all should strive to be. You know what I mean?
But I
Like
feel
the
like
enlightenment.
how I'm living,
Yeah.
not in this is not like an ego thing, but like how I'm living
Mm.
is in alignment with the truth of the human experience to a certain extent, you know? Like I feel like how I'm living is a beautiful way of living.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't regret anything that I'm doing, what I've chosen, what I've committed my life to. I have zero regrets. I feel very certain and aligned.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm happy with what God created me to do, and that I'm listening to him and walking in it.
Yes.
And I don't know what the next 10 years look like for me.
Oh,
only God knows.
Only God knows. No, for real. I don't even know what tomorrow gonna be. To be honestly, I think I just got to go to work. But if the good Lord decides to release me from the shackles of the 9 to 5 tomorrow, I shall obey. Okay? So, what is something that you would love or you feel like people need to know from this episode? And just in general, because you have so much wisdom, like I always say. What is something that you ponder on and you're like, I think people need to know this?
Mm-hmm. The first thing that comes to my mind is that life is very weird and uncomfortable, and a lot of things don't make sense. And that should be normalized. Like, it should be normalized that life is crazy. And there's so much uncertainty in life. And I think it's important that we like support each other in that process, and we're kinder to ourselves and to other people, because life is a lot, you know? So I just want that to be like more of a understanding, and like it's okay to have hard phases of life, to suffer, to be confused, to want to let go of everything and start again. Like, that's a part of the process. And like, we should never avoid struggle and suffering. We should actually invite it and see it with loving eyes and allow it to transform us. And I just want people to remember like how loved they are by God, and that they're never alone.
I've been really sensitive lately, and I could cry on a drop of a dime at this point, because I know, like, when you talk about suffering, pain, it's like when you really have a relationship with God, with Jesus, it's like you go through it and you maneuver it different. Like, we know, like, I watch a lot of near-death experiences, right? And every single time I watch it, people always have such an enlightenment about Christ. Always. And they're saying, like, this is the hardest realm to be in. And it's full of suffering, but at the same time, it's still beautiful. And there's something that you're supposed to learn. And I genuinely feel like without Christ, you won't fully understand that and make it, or it won't feel as easy, tolerable. You know, you won't have the best experience if you don't have a relationship with Christ. You know? That's scary without him. Like, I think about
it's hard.
It's hard. It's extremely hard. Me and my cousin was recently talking, and we was like, you know, some people you try to give advice to and be like, go pray, right? You ever talk to somebody, you're like, really go pray about it, like call out to God. And it's like you can see that it's not registering. And then in my mind, I'm like, well, there ain't nothing else I could tell you. Because without prayer, without really going to Abba, there's nothing nothing that I can say to you. Or do. Okay? Like, it doesn't matter about the temporary money I can loan you. It doesn't matter about the experiences that I've had. Because I'm not just telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know from experience. There's nothing that anyone can do unless you go to the Lord.
Especially with your suffering.
Because there's so many bad things that happen to people. Like, I've had some crazy things happen to me in my life. And sometimes people are like, well, how do you even keep going? From my mom, from my dad, from abuse as a child, from trauma, from so much. And they're like, how do you even keep going? And I really believe, like, only God, but God.
Truly.
You know?
Truly. Like, I am alive still because of God.
Amen.
And his grace, and how he has always been there for us, even when we were not caring towards him, aware of him, loving towards him. He's always been there, and he always will be. I really believe that.
Always, no matter what. Oh, and like you said even before, like, just drawing closer, crying out to him, like you said, the Hindu, how he said, like, cry out to him, go to him, like,
yearn for him.
He's waiting. And I always say,
that's all he wants.
The Lord is a gentleman. He's like, I'm gonna show you, but I'm not gonna push myself on. I'm gonna let you see, like, and I'm gonna be a gentleman about it, you know?
I do want to share something with you that just came to my mind. Are you familiar with Miles Monroe?
Yes. Dr. Miles Monroe. I have some of his books.
I love him.
Yeah. It's funny. My boyfriend's pastor, Pastor Josh, he always talks about Miles Monroe. He always
Yeah.
has
No,
references. So
he is
please, he's
a
the GOAT,
leader,
okay?
truly and
Shout out to the
honestly.
Bahamas.
Right?
Okay.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
He said one thing that stuck out to me so much,
Mhm.
and I don't remember the exact wording, but he was saying something that along the lines of God, like when you speak about a king, he was like connecting God to being a king. When
Mhm.
you speak out loud about what a king can do, he has like no choice but to fulfill that, because that's like the building of the kingdom. Like there's something within it where like the king is like, oh, my people are saying that that's what I do, like let me fulfill that as my role. And that's like another reason of that has given me like more boldness in my
Mhm.
speaking up of God's goodness and his love and how I give him everything,
Yes.
because I want him to like hear me and to
Yes.
know that I'm putting it all on him. Like
Yes.
that's all on you, like all of it. And I like when people hear that too. Like I had this guy like thanking me for something that I said to him. And I was like, don't thank me, thank God. Like it's
Yes.
nothing of me, like all God, just giving it all to God. And the more that you verbally speak on it, the more he will confirm that he is doing that. He will do more of that beyond what you can even fathom and imagine.
Yeah.
So that's, I think there's a beautiful thing in being bold in your speaking and
Yeah.
what you claim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, one of the girls from the Bloom Room, because I do like a fellowship group at my boyfriend's church, which sidebar, I know I have to choose between Vuv and his church. Like I feel
Girl,
like
you don't gotta.
you
I
don't
don't
think
feel
so?
like that. I mean, it's good to have like a home church,
Yes, and
but
that's the
like
thing.
go where you feel called to go. God is there. He's in every church.
Amen.
Ideally.
Yeah. But I have like a fellowship group that we have with women, and one of the girls, Tanisha, was like, I dare my daddy to do this. Like the boldness that you
Yeah.
speak of, like,
Yeah.
Father, I dare you to do
Especially
this
when
and
you use
show
his
up.
word and you
What?
say what is written in the Bible.
What? What? I was when she did that, I was just like, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Oh, I love it. I can go on forever. So Holistic Selena, okay, my girl. How can people support you? Find you on socials? What you're gonna put everything in the show notes, but how can people support you?
Across all my handles, it's
Yes.
Holistic Selena.
Yes.
I do want to mention
Please.
that very soon I'm going to be taking on clients for gastrointestinal healing. So if anybody is struggling with any type of gut issues, digestion problems, acne issues, hormonal issues, like rooted in the gut, I'm going to start taking clients for that. I did pretty deep dive course on gastrointestinal healing that's connected because I did nutritional therapy
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So then I'm specializing in gastrointestinal healing. So pretty soon I'll have like my website up where people can work with me one-on-one. And I want to be able to holistically intertwine like emotional healing, mental healing with that, because I know at the root of all physical pain, suffering, discomfort, disease, it all roots in spiritual energy and emotional energy.
Yeah.
So I feel very called and honored to intertwine those things, like physical healing with emotional and spiritual.
I for sure know I'm going to be a client because for so long, girl, I'm like, I really need to do a deep dive detox because I just know these pesticides is in my body tap dancing. Like the way I crave sugar, I need to do like a pesticide cleanse. I need to do something that's just going to transform me completely. And I feel like I go to the gym, but I still have those cravings. So I feel like,
yeah, no, we all like your body is your temple.
yeah.
And when you can honor your vessel and be an empty, clear vessel, really like things change in a crazy way,
Yeah.
truly and honestly. And we
Absolutely.
need to reset our body because we're constantly taking in so much toxins and blockages and heaviness, and the body needs to be supported. Especially after years of living here on this earth
For
and
sure.
trauma, food, all the different things.
For
And
sure. Is there anything else that you would like to be able to share with people who are watching? Close us out. Whatever's on your heart.
I definitely would like to remind people that are in a journey of singleness that it is an honor and a privilege, and to find that honor in it and to love it.
Yeah.
And to be so full in yourself that you no longer even view yourself as a single person. because you're whole already.
That's big.
And that's so possible. And it's so fulfilling when you can feel that and achieve that, especially when you know that your true love and your true partner is God.
Yeah. Ooh. On that note, y'all, everything's going to be in the show notes. Thank you, Selena, for coming back. You're always welcome to the PGP podcast. This is your first time in studio.
I love it here.
So thank you for joining me again. Y'all, if you want to know more about Selena, everything's going to be in the show notes. If you would like more information about Pretty Girl Progression, you can always go to www.prettygirlprogression.com. And please, if you want to keep us in your algorithm, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, queens, love yourself.